Okay, here we are. So I've already I've kind of attached the earpiece as I'm thinking of these, and attached it here to the crown portion of it. Um, I've extended the ears kind of far in. I think ultimately the headpiece is gonna kind of run something like this over this area. Um, and there I go, screwing everything up. So I kind of brought it past a little bit. I think ultimately when I do the face portion of it, I'm going to do it as a separate piece. I'm going to do it with Sculpey. I'm going to bake it and then make the mold off of that, and then hope it actually fits on top. I think I may actually mold this piece first. That way I have a nice firm hard surface to work the Super Sculpey off of. Otherwise, trying to do it on this, I suspect I'm just going to end up screwing all the detail up. I did notice as I was doing this, now this is like classic, you work off of memory and not off of the actual material. You'll notice a lot of the earlier parts here, I make these fairly straight, and it's not until I look at the source material and realize they're much more curved, and you can see me changing it in here and in here as I start to add more. The curved parts are much more difficult to get them nice and evenly spaced out. Getting these remotely even was difficult. I ended up kind of smoothing out the bottom half and redoing it. I don't know if I actually showed you guys this, but I made, where's my camera? I made this little tool, and of course it's not going to focus. And it's basically a piece of Sculpey with two little razor blades moved in, and this is what I used to actually kind of carve, because you want to carve it out. You don't want to push in, because then you're going to get hills on each side of the groove that you make. You literally just want to cut it completely out. And then I smooth it out with various little tools that I don't even know where the hell I got this thing. But I have this, and actually this little credit card looking thing here works pretty good, that you just kind of go in and redefine some lines and stuff like that. And then a lot of times I especially as I do these main parts here, along these big strips, I might actually come in with my X-Acto knife and chop off a little piece like that if needed. I think that's about it for right now. If you do something like this, by all means, start in a way that you can rest your hand comfortably on areas that haven't had any detail done to them. Down here, or up here, you can put your hand, just very gently lay your palm on, because ultimately trying to hold your hand still, see if I'll show you like a little demonstration. See, I'm trying to hold this as still as possible, but if you set it down, you can get it much more precise as you're doing things. So try to leave yourself some palm room, literally, for the detailing. Otherwise, you're gonna be struggling. Also with these parts, I tend to want to make them all in the same angle, which conveniently is the same angle that my wrist wants to rotate. And so you gotta, make sure you're not doing stuff like that, and change it up. Stand up if need be. Come at it from a different angle. Do what you have to do to get some variation. Otherwise, all these little curves are just going to be parallel to one another, and it's going to look really obvious. But I think that's about it for right now. Luckily, I found some detailed pictures of the side of his helmet, and sure enough, he's got the detailing going all the way up in here, all the way up underneath in this area here. This area is ultimately going to be very easy to work on, I think. But working up here, trying to trying to get my little tools in here with the ear in the way is a complete pain in the ass. He's got some really detailed, I don't know what they are. They're like these little floral branch-like things that come up here. That's probably going to be very difficult. I think I'm kind of saving that for last. The top of the helmet, the back of the helmet's going to be pretty easy, as most of the detailing back there is just kind of these long, sweeping, crisscrossing lines. But ultimately, they're not going to be, paid that much attention to. They're going to be in the back and behind and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it right there. I think ultimately, once I cast it, I'm going to have to go over it with some sandpaper and try and smooth out the surface. See if I can see. Like you can see, like right in here, you get these hills on the edge of the groove right there, and if you adjust the lighting, you can see it. You see, you get all sorts of little hills and whatnot. Well, you can even see fingerprints on there, especially right on that triangular wedge. You see that rim you get along the grooves. Hopefully, that will able to be sanded out pretty easily. The onyx is sturdy but highly sandable. It seems to work good for this purpose. Ultimately, I think were I to do this again, doing the detailing on the clay is so difficult as it's so soft. I almost think I would make this entirely out of plaster, joint compound, whatever. Smooth it out, sand it perfectly smooth, shape it, and then come at it with like a Dremel or something for all these little grooves. I don't know. I'm looking at the helmet in the movie, and I'm thinking, how in God's name did they do this? I believe the helmets, all the masks in the movie are made of latex, and so they've mostly all broken down at this point in time. You can buy them online, but they're heavily damaged at this point. But I mean, honestly, I have no idea how they made them. They must have made them out of maybe like a water-based clay that hardened up really good, and then they came at it and carved it, because the detailing on it is so perfect and it holds up so close. I almost wonder if they used like laser etching or something to get the patterns and the details so perfect in it. I don't know. My scroll work is actually larger than it is on the mask. It's actually even tinier. These little bars are probably about maybe 2/3 the thickness that mine are, but ultimately I'm gonna lose my brain trying to match that kind of detail work with this particular medium. Were this a big plaster helmet, it might be relatively easy to come at it with a little Dremel and just carve. I mean, that's what I did on my other Stargate helmet, and I was trying to avoid that, but I think ultimately it might work better for this. So, lesson learned.